The San Bruno gas explosion ripped apart neighborhoods and rattled residents everywhere. Officials are still trying to figure out what caused the explosion, and it led us to wonder what's the state of Torrance's pipelines. Ravel Dominic has the story.
We are across the street from a refinery, and I'm next to two gas stations. So yeah, with everything that's going on, we're a little concerned.
I think everybody is really watching the investigation that's going on with the San Bruno incident to kind of learn from it, to see really what actually caused the pipeline rupture.
Regardless, King says residents should not be worried.
Residents here in Torrance, should feel confident that we have a very strong system. We have a very active pipeline inspection program here.
There are more than 1,100 miles of high-pressure transmission lines in urban areas like the South Bay. These pipelines go through a series of rigorous inspection to ensure there are no leaks.
On a routine basis, we are inspecting our lines. If we see anything that is a cause for concern, or we see something that might impact the integrity of the pipeline, we're going to promptly make the repairs.
An important part of the inspection program is the savvy technology used to survey the pipes.
And the one that we have here that we're demonstrating uses laser technology. Now what this is like a gas sniffer. It actually will sniff. If there's any gas leaks, it'll pick up the gas leak.
But that's not all that the lasers can do. It is also used on certain company trucks.
If it sniffs any methane gas, the laser will pick up that methane and analyze it and then signal to the driver of the truck indicating that there is natural gas present.
The California Gas Company's transportation system runs about 90,000 miles. The gas pipelines are extensive and various in size.
I'd like to use the analogy of a Christmas tree, where the trunk of the tree is the large transmission lines, the branches are the distribution lines, and then the twigs are the service lines that go up to your home.
Underground gas explosions are rare, but the tragedy in San Bruno shows us that they can occur. However, there are safety preventative measures you can take to ensure that this doesn't happen to you.
If you smell natural gas, be sure to call the gas company right away, but first get to a safe location. Don't turn on any light switches. Don't light a cigarette.
For CitiCABLE 3, I'm Ravel Dominique.
Thanks, Ravel. To learn more about what to do in the event of a gas leak or explosion, go to SoCalGas.com.
Last week, we brought you a story about the bottled water debate, whether bottled water was truly better than tap water. And according to Torrance water officials, the tap in our city posed no health risks. So reporter Fawn Keim decided to go further into this debate and pose the question, is a water filter necessary if you're drinking from the tap? Now she has the answers in this next story.
60% of the human body is comprised of water, and nobody's going to argue over the importance of hydrating. But where the argument might begin is over how to hydrate and with what water. With just filtered water alone, there are so many choices, it becomes confusing.
But sorting through this confusion is becoming important to many folks. After the World Wildlife Fund International released a study exposing bottled water as no safer or healthier than tap, many are turning back to tap and exploring filtration systems. Perry Mayer, the owner of Torrance's Pure Water, and registered dietitian Vonda Nesheth put their heads together to give us their analysis.
We test the chlorine, and then we have a kind of color code testing.
Mayer says one of the initial objectives in water filtration is reducing total dissolved solids, or TDS, in the water.
For example, hardness is part of that. You don't see it, but when you boil the water, you can see the white deposit inside of the glass or pot. That white deposit is hardness.
He is able to use a meter to measure how many solids, or TDS, there are relative to 1 million molecules of water. This ratio is called parts per million, or ppm.
We put it in the water, that's it, tap water. And you see the tap water shows 315.
But then he measures water filtered with what's called reverse osmosis.
TDS is about 6 ppm. Yeah. So you see the difference, 300 something and 6. Yeah. So it's a big difference.
Sheth is a proponent of filtration systems that reduce TDS.
Absolutely. If you can get some of these products, I think there's definitely a benefit.
One of the more popular filtration systems is reverse osmosis, which can reduce TDS levels to below 10. And it is Mayer's personal favorite.
Reverse osmosis basically works based on the special membrane, which by the pressure, we are taking out all this impurity from the water. This is typical reverse osmosis, which you can see. Membrane, we have two membranes on this.
This system removes nearly everything from the water, including chlorine, added to kill bacteria. Unfortunately, chlorine can react with organic matter in water and become carcinogenic. So removing this chemical, as well as all other chemicals, is a tremendous benefit.
You see that? That's a good example.
But the reverse osmosis filter also removes fluoride, which some like to help prevent tooth decay. Another drawback is that this filter removes minerals essential to human health. Mayor's second favorite filter does not remove these minerals. It is a carbon filter for the entire home, like a souped-up Brita filter.
So people inside of the house for the shower, for utility, like they want to use it for dishwasher, for laundry machine, they want to get a better result. This is a good system.
The benefit of the carbon filter is that it reduces TDS, removes all chlorine, and leaves in fluoride. The drawback is that it also leaves countless other chemicals for which the state health department does not test in our tap water. Even for the fully informed, choosing between these two filters can be confusing. There isn't yet a filter that leaves natural minerals in while taking man-made chemicals out. But the water produced by the reverse osmosis process is the one most frequently recommended by physicians and dietitians like Chef, though she most strongly recommends educating yourself about this vital substance.
Water absolutely works magical powers in our systems. Water is the product. Water is the nutrient that carries all our nutrients through our system. It makes our systems function well, whether it be tap water, purified water, bottled water. You do need to read up the information. You do need to make sure this is something that fits your budget and it's safe for you and your family. So definitely read up the information and make a conscious decision.
Fawn Keim, Torrance City Cable, Channel 3.
Thanks, Fawn. While water technology is still evolving, you can learn more about the water coming out of your tap by going online to the city's website at torranceca.gov. Click on Public Works, then on Water Service.
Cold Stone Creamery held its annual ice cream social for a good cause. Fawn Keim was there to capture some very special moments.
It was a wonderful showing of community support for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Firefighters scooped ice cream and hearts and wallets were open. Patricia Kinsella has organized this event for 3 years now.
It's such a wonderful organization, and they grant wishes to children with life-threatening medical conditions and provide hope and strength and joy.
Serenity Revelinsky's wish was to meet the Disney princesses, and Make-A-Wish was able to grant her whole family a cruise to the Caribbean on the Disney ship. While she was too shy to speak to the camera, her sweet presence reminded us all what courage is.
Even though she was still, on medication and had just had a dose of chemo before we went, but it took us away, literally away, and took our mind off of all the stuff she was going through for a while, and it was just, it's a real good thing for a family that's going through a crisis.
Serenity has leukemia. At age 7, she has endured things many of us can't even imagine. And organizations like Make-A-Wish are making dreams come true.
One of my friends from 5th grade had leukemia, and so she was in Make-A-Wish, so I thought it would be nice to come out and donate, and ice cream is always delicious.
Cancer struck firefighter Kevin Condon's family, and he's been a fan of the organization ever since.
Personally, it is one of my favorites because it is special to me because my nephew was actually part of the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Patricia has been organizing Make-A-Wish Foundation fundraisers here at the Cold Stone Creamery for about 3 years now. But she says based on attendance so far today, this one may be her most successful yet.
Fawn Keim, Torrance City Cable, Channel 3.
Thanks, Fawn. To learn more about the Make-A-Wish Foundation and how they are helping thousands of wishes come true, go to wish.org. Coming up, we'll tell you which circus is coming to Torrance.
Plus, animals corralled around a local church. Find out why.